Second fix nail guns. What's good and what's not? Basically, they're your four options: hikoki, pass load, DeWalt, and the Makita. You also get the Ryobi, but we don't sell and I don't recommend them. But they're cheap enough. The Milwaukee, same idea as the hikoki, but there's no maintenance on them. You can't repair them if they go wrong unless they're under warranty. So don't recommend them, to be honest. The flagship is going to be the pass load. Quite good, quite reliable. You do need to service them every once in a while. And you're out more money on gas because you have to keep the gas to actually fire the gun. I would more recommend the straight brad nail gun over the angled one, because the angled one can have a problem with the nails getting into the chamber if you don't swap out the magazine correctly. I've had that a few times where they destroy the pin. 150 quid a time for the pin. So if you don't need the angled one, go with the straight one. Next up is going to be the DeWalt, second most popular. Simply because a lot of boys have DeWalt batteries. Probably the best priced ones at the minute. At €435 for the body only, it's probably the best priced one. Mainly because a lot of boys will simply have the batteries and want to stick to them. Or if you're starting out and you need nail guns and you don't want to go with gas, probably the best one for best platform to go for. Not the greatest for longevity. They still require work. They're non-maintenance, but parts do wear out inside them. So your springs are going to fail eventually. You'll have to replace them. If you bend your pin, you'll have to change that there. The driver that the pin actually sits on, that'll eventually wear out at some point as well. Normally around 40,000 nails or something like that there. That's actually what sits on top of the flywheel and gets thrown. So the back of it does wear out eventually. That's whenever you start hearing that clicking sound and doesn't fire. After that, then you get onto the axis. So there's bits and pieces in that will need replacing every so often. The other gun is the Makita. In my opinion, far too big. I mean, that thing's massive. That's about the size of the Ryobi gun, to be quite honest. It's a very good gun. It's very powerful. Anybody that has them or is happy with them, apart from just the scale and the weight of them. But they are very good, but on the downside, they are probably the most expensive as well. 750 quid for that gun. Your battery's the nearest charger. So in that regard, it's not the most popular and not the most recommended, to be honest. The gun I recommend the most is definitely going to be the hikoki, second fix. Best gun by far for power, reliability and longevity. That is also on the dear side at 670 quid. But that is with the 3 amp hour batteries. You'd rather the smaller ones, to be honest, to keep the weight down, because like the Makita, this is a heavy gun. But scale wise, it is a wee bit smaller. Definitely recommend them there. Very good guns. Generally will require very little maintenance. They work the same way as the Milwaukee, but instead of using nitrogen gas inside, they use compressed air. So eventually, if the gas does get out or leak, or sort of loses power, you can just get them regassed again, no problem. We can actually do them here in the shop as well. Wee bits and pieces will eventually fail on them, but that's generally a long lot. They'll do a lot more work than a DeWalt before things start going wrong. For simplest things, always recommend the pass load, but these days they're just not as popular. Simply because of the price of the gas. If you're a contractor and the boss is buying the gas, or the customer's paying for the gas, fair enough. Good enough gun for that. But myself, I put the Makita last, DeWalt third, pass load second, and hikoki the first. Simply because power wise and reliability. Anybody that's had these guns or bought them of us, none of them have come back yet. Maybe one or two of the bigger guns on for repair. Never had any of these ones on for repair yet. But everybody's sort of put off by the size and the weight of them. But again, after a little bit of time, everybody says the same thing. Brilliant guns. Very reliable.